Alright, first things first, do not pay attention to the background. Do not care about it. My room is a mess. Second thing, check the fit, check the fit, check the fit. McDonald's hat, I forget which way it is. It's this way. Alright? Fire. Super fire. Alright? Next, shout out to Austin's mom for letting us use the van. Very nice. Love you. Shout out to her. Everyone, type in the comments. Shout out to Austin's mom. Okay? Cue this Oregon trip drive. 28-hour drive. I scripted this, by the way. Just gonna let you know. I scripted this. Okay, so if you see me looking over here, you know, and don't even go in the comments, he scripted it. Don't do that. Talking about you. So, driving through South Dakota, North Dakota, I slept through the whole entire thing. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be a buck 50 with you. I slept through the entire thing. Also, my friends got pissed at me every time I would say I'm gonna be a buck 50 with you. I'm gonna be a buck 50. They by the end of the trip wanted to smack the shit out of me. It was funny. But basically, we go to Montana. Montana, empty, barren, wasteland. Terrible place, okay? Don't go there. There is nothing there. It is literally flat and maybe hills every now and then. And it's also this dull color, like beige. Like, you know, when you paint, like the walls behind me. It is this terrible color beige. And there's like plants it's like going down to, I'd say Arizona, you know, outside of the main cities in Arizona, it's like that. It's terrible. So, don't ever go there if you're planning on going on a trip. 2 out of 10 doctors would recommend, okay, to be brutally honest with you on that one. We're going to move on to Yellowstone. We drove through Yellowstone. Shout out to Noah for driving through that. It was very sketchy. We had these big, tall, like, posts with 2 reflectors on them. They were like 2 cars tall. To put that in perspective, I'd say about 12 to 15 feet tall, okay? About 12 to 15 feet tall. I was planning on driving over the nighttime. The guys did not want me to. They said, you're blind as shit. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. We'll get later more on that. But, 1 out of 10 for false advertisement. Like, what the fuck, bro? It's not even yellow. It's green Yellowstone, alright? That's the first thing I'm gonna note down on that. Alright? I'm not happy about that. But, yeah, their return off points every half a mile. And by about 12 p.m., those things were chock full. We had like mountain goat crossing signs. We had elk crossing signs, deer crossing signs, littered all through this thing. And we're going up these windy roads left and right and left and right. They were sharp too. And I mean driving 60 down these things. And it's enough to like lurk you to the side, and like these turns would be like recommended 45. Side note, you don't actually have to drive 45. You can drive 60 if you want. But we were going 45. All right. For the sake of that, Keith, if you're watching this, Noah's father, he did drive through it at night. We did get out of it in one piece. Don't get mad at him. Okay. So we basically get to Oregon. I drive like the last 3 or 4 hours to get to Oregon. Yeah. But I get there, and people have to fuel up your car for you. It's one of 2 states of the United States. One of 2 United States. It was like feeling like a premium luxury experience. What in the world? Who fuels up your car? First of all, it was annoying because we had places to be. We wanted to get up and get going, and we tried fueling up every place, and they were like, no, that's not how it works around here. We have to fuel up for you. So literally, we would hand someone a card. They would plug it in, do all this stuff, lift the nozzle, put it in our car, and do that. You know how stupid that is? I can do that myself, okay? I can do that myself. Anyway, couple things to say. We actually left one time. We just picked the thing out of our car, put it in there, and left. And the one guy was a little mad at us. Well, is what we think, I think. Because you're technically not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. We did not drive off. We always put our card in, by the way. So, okay, don't come at me and be like, you guys drove off. Alright, United States government also, don't tell me about that either. Anyway. So another thing to note about Oregon is your towns 30 miles apart from each other. 30 miles. We went to this one town. It was like a drunk town. I would not go there ever. It's Sisters, Oregon. I made a short about this. I'm probably not going to put the card. Maybe I'll put the card if I remember. We went to this place, and every single place was a bar. There was a candy store, but every single place was a bar there. And most of the places would say 21 and up or no minors allowed. Keep in mind, we had a minor with us. He was 17. His name's Austin. So we were SOL on that. And we went around that whole entire town being like, hey, what's it take for a guy like me to get a burger around here? You know, because we were really craving a burger. Like, you know, like the meme where it's like, hamburger, cheeseburger, you know what I mean? Anyway. I was not happy about that.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, 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 Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac, Whopper, 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 hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, Big Mac, Whopper, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
So the first stop we made was at a waterfall. This waterfall was unreal. We hiked there, and it was the most. It literally felt like heaven on earth, dude. Like, it was so beautiful. That waterfall was just, oh, you had to be there. There were two of them too, and we climbed up. It was pretty sketchy. We climbed up a second one. It was very, very sketchy. Brennan goes like, "What the fuck is wrong with us? We shouldn't have done that." But sorry, parents, if you're watching this, I'm safe. I didn't get injured. Brennan also lost a shoe because he threw it at Riley, and Riley missed the one shoe, and now he's missing a pair of shoes. We also totaled all of our shoes. I'll get to that later in the video. Note about the, I'd say, waterfall. The water was freezing. You know, it was like 90 outside, but this water was like below freezing temperature. I don't know what it was. It was probably some sort of spring water or something. I don't know. It's meh. I didn't care. We all showered there. It was fun. No, we didn't use soap. We just like rinsed off and such. Okay. We're not polluting the water. I lost my ring there. I'm pissed. I have a ring that goes right here. I'm missing it. By the way, now I have to go to Amazon and buy a new ring for that. Anyway. Yeah, so it's a solid 10 out of 10 friendly place, like family friendly place. You should probably go there. Beautiful place. I don't know what it's called, but maybe Noah or, Brennan knows the exact name of that mountain where we drove up into in the hiking trail. And they'll drop it in the comments and I can pin that for you. To the next trip. The next trip was Sisters Mountain. For those who want to know, we climbed the South Sister Mountain, alright? I don't know who would want to know that. It's just a random fact. We climbed it. It was a taller one. We were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. Okay, we're gonna climb the South Sister Mountain. Okay. So we went there. The hike was a mile vertical in elevation. So we were at like, I'd have to say we'd have about 5,000 elevation. It was about 10,125 in elevation at the way top, tip top at the summit of the mountain. You know the reviews, oh, this is funny, get this, the reviews of this mountain were like, yeah, it took us about 8 hours to go there, and not a great idea. You know, you go up, but you need to go 8 hours up there, so you're gonna have to set a whole day out, okay? You're gonna have to set out a whole day. And then you're going to need hiking poles, hiking shoes, and everything. This thing requires experience to climb. Where we're like, no. It took us 4 hours round trip. 5 hours, actually. This is actually how I broke my shoes. And then for the rest of the trip, all you would hear is every time I walk, because I have Nike Airs, which have a bubble in the back. So I pop the bubble some way, somehow, and now you just every time. So, very pissed. Hella pissed. Nike, if you want to send me some shoes, send me some shoes. Anyway, we saw snow on the way, and it's not like your typical Minnesota snow, okay? It's not like your fluffy snow and stuff. It was ice. It was ice snow. It was literally like a brick. It was very hard snow. 2 out of 10, Minnesotans would recommend that one. Hey, yeah, you betcha. Hey there, don't you know? Yep. So, not good snow. Terrible snow. Hate it. But, we got to the top. That water was that was some next level water. That was some next level. If I'm gonna be a buck with you on that one. That was some next level water. That thing was blue. I mean, you look at the color blue, like the color blue, like you see on my frame here. Not this light blue stuff. The blue. It was beautiful, beautiful. All right. The rocks at the top, they were red. I have a rock sitting up here actually. They're, you know, I also forgot to talk about, just this random bit and piece that we did, but this is the red rock. You can see it's like maroonish. It's pretty red. It was like some volcanic. Like you can hear it. It kind of sounds hollow. It's quite hollow. So, it's like some volcanic type stuff. I don't know. It's not my. Meh. You know what I mean? Meh. Okay. But yeah, on the way back, Austin ate like twice, and Noah lost his phone, extending our trip down by about an hour. So Noah, you for that. Austin, also, you're slow as you know. If you're watching this, Austin, you are slow as So, another thing about the way back, mosquitoes. You'd stop for about literally a second. You'd get bit by like 7 mosquitoes. They'd literally swarm you as we were just running like the wind. I was running, you know what I mean? So, overall, 7 out of 10 trip, okay? 7 out of 10 mechanics in the engineering mechanic field, would recommend, So, Redwood Forest. First off, stopped at a checkpoint in California to get into these Redwood Forest area on the border. They asked if we had fruit. Something to do with like some invasive species or something, but we had apples in the back of our car. We just said we didn't have any fruit. We brought them all the way back from Minnesota. We crossed so many state borders. Come on. Don't come at me, federal government, for that, please. Redwood Forest, like everything else in California, was a big letdown. California is a letdown. Literally, don't go there. Okay, unless you're going to, like, LA or something. I guess a person with a GT outside decided they wanted to start up their car. Thank you for that. Very angry about you. Anything. So everything sounded way cooler than it was. First off, we arrived in California. The landscape became literally as dull as Montana. It was pretty stupid. I really did not. It was like meh. You'd think that like California, you got that palm trees, you got everything real nice. It was real nice. No, it was dull. It was complete letdown. Hated it. So we get into the road to go into this trail that we had for the Redwood Forest, and this trail was at sometimes barely enough for our car to fit down. Or no, it was Riley. Riley was driving down this thing, and he was going pretty fast. It wasn't like he didn't go over like 17 miles an hour, but it felt like we were flying down that thing. And it was a 2-way street, by the way. 2-way street. 2-way street with a cliff on the right side of us, and we were barely enough to fit a car. That was sketchy. Hike was pretty cool, Trees were 200 feet tall. That's the only thing good about, the only thing that was like a little bit better than what I expected. Like they just looked really cool. Everything looked really cool. We got a bunch of pictures of that stuff. Only thing I can give California for, because we got it to the end. It was a 3-mile hike into this forest, and we were supposed to see a nice waterfall at the end. It was 15 feet tall. We sat there for a little bit. We iced our feet because, I had blisters from climbing the mountain on my feet. And, this is probably why they'd recommend, like, hiking shoes, but we don't care. We don't care about that. We went in our freaking running trainers on that mountain. Thing was 15 feet tall and it was like a trickle. It was terrible. 0 out of 10 Boy Scouts recommend that, alright? Be honest with me, alright? No one wants to see that. We camped like one night. It's pretty lit. Little sketchy to get down there. Like, you're going 45 degrees down. It's kind of like climbing the mountain. It was kind of sketchy. When you get to the top of the mountain, on a side note, air was very thin. You didn't notice that until you stopped, or if you looked at like a video footage of like you're up top, because you don't really recognize it. You just know that you're breathing heavy. Someone actually wanted to camp there. We finessed it because we were there earlier in the day and we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to this thing, and then some people wanted, and they're like, oh, you're camping? Oh, you want to go to the other side, you know? I'm like, no, we're going to our spot that we picked out. I woke up at 6 a.m. the next morning, side note, but there's nothing too much else to talk about. It was just pretty chill, pretty bussin', respectfully, you know what I'm saying? So, 9 out of 10 clothing stores would recommend camping in Oregon. Pretty cool. Okay, so we go to track races. The whole point of this trip was to go to these track races. It was like Nike Nationals. I don't think it was Nike, putting on this entire doohickey thing, because if Nike did, it would have been a lot better and a lot bigger of a turnout. I'm gonna be honest with you. So little bit of information that you should know before I get into the next part. There was no information on this website about tickets or anything, or any heebie-jeebie yada yada yada. Granted, Brennan looked at this, so he could have missed something. Okay, we didn't have everyone look at this. Brennan took a look at it. So Brennan, it's not your fault, okay? I was gonna shit on you for a little bit, but I got something better later on, just for you, okay? So we get there, and they're like, "Whew, you got any tickets?" And we're like, "No, where do we get these tickets?" They're like, "On our website." And we're like, "Well, we couldn't find them." And they're like, "Well, you got a COVID test." And I was like, "What? COVID what?" And they go, "Yeah, you got a COVID test." And I was like, no. And they're like, "Well, you can't come in." And I was like, "Well, fuck you guys, I'm leaving." We came up to them, and we were like, "Bro, this is why no one came to your event. This is why your stands are bare and empty, because you're requiring a COVID test, and you can't find any information on where to buy these tickets on your website." We're not from there. We don't care. Guys who put that event on. Okay, I'd see it, like, if, like, you know, maybe you had, like, the vaccine or something. But there was no vaccine policy. Nope. You had to get a COVID test. No one would literally recommend this joke of an event. Alright, maybe no, not even the event organizers would recommend this, let's be honest. Literally one in every, like, 200 spots. This was like a football stadium size. Like, for anyone overseas, you guys don't know what this is. It's probably a football stadium. For anyone overseas, football stadium. American football stadium. Or football stadium. It's about that size. Not like a very big one, but like just an average size one. And one in every like 200 to 300 spots were filled. You drive to Utah, I don't remember it. I literally don't remember it. We went to Salt Lake City, Utah after that. I don't remember a single bit of that. But we got to this fireworks show. Drove the Lime scooters for a little bit. You know, like those Lime Uber Lyft type scooters, the ones where you pay by the minute and stuff, like 50 cents a minute. It was pretty expensive. Goddamn, I spent like $30. My guy. Not happy about that. Okay, I'm gonna have to be honest with you, you know. We made the best out of it. We stayed in a hotel. Beautiful hotel. It cost us $200, and it was like a 3-star hotel. Excuse me, if that's what a 3-star hotel was, what's a 5-star hotel? Because this hotel was nice. It had, okay, you know how like hotels always have like a square pool? No, this thing was a curved pool. Like it went in the shape of a like L. I was like, what the? This is a 3-star. So I don't know. And this was like set out by the company owners. So Crystal Inn, great job on your part. I want to know what your 5-star hotels look like, because that's, I mean, it was $200. $200 for a night. Come on. Ain't nobody gonna pass that up. So, Noah, this time, I'm gonna have to say you. You're the only one with a girlfriend there. So your dares were lame. At this fireworks show, we did dares. And his dares were lame because, we were just doing stuff, and we asked Austin to get a girl's number. Austin got a girl's number. Yeah. Yeah, Austin got a girl's number. Austin, you want to type in the comments? Tell me, did you ever contact that girl and get her, WhatsApp, Snapchat, face page? What's this? You know what I mean? Let me know how that's going in the comments. I can't pin more than one comment, so you're just gonna have to find his comments. I'll like it though. I like all the comments of this part. Drive home. Brennan, Riley, these are the bones I have to pick with you, okay? I'm gonna pick a big bone with you guys because you guys took breaks every hour you drove. I was very mad. You guys are the most sissiest people I've ever seen in my entire life. Alright, on this drive home, you guys would stop every hour, and it pissed me off. I'm just trying to get home. We all were trying to get home, okay, at this point, and you guys just stop every hour. I was very angry, so you guys. So, Brennan, also, in specific, dude, you're the crabbiest person on the drive home, okay? You slept 3/4 of the way home. And you were still crabby. I don't know how, okay? And you ate food, and you were still crabby. I don't get it. Anyway, so I drove home most of the thing. I was literally like, I'm driving this. I'm done with their shenanigans. I drove 3/4 of the way home, all the way. I literally drove 600 miles on like I-90. 600 miles. 600 miles on the same road. I drove, and there was a big old storm. You couldn't see like 5 feet in front of you. It was hilarious. I literally relied on Google Maps. And I drove through the night. Basically, into the morning when I had Austin take over. At like maybe 4 a.m. I forget. But yeah, I had Austin take over after that. And everyone was like, dude, you can't see. And I'm like, dude, I'm relying on Google Maps out here. I mean, it's perfectly fine. Visibility was terrible. They're like, you good, bro? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm good. Shawnee's rifling. That was one of the things that was the big thing that was on the trip. I completely forgot about that. And we'd say like the same 5 phrases over and over and over again. When we'd go through the night, and we'd just going back and forth pinging it. But we went back, Riley, screw you, okay? We went, he had construction on the way to his house. We literally had to spend like an extra like 15, 20 minutes on this way home. And not to mention, he moved half an hour away from us, too. So we had to go, like, okay, we're still on our way, but we just wanted to get home. At that point, we got home, it was all fine and dandy. Had a great time. Trip was a great A experience, alright? That being said, cue the outro.